But how will these cues impact our own markets? We have a research team joining in to tell you just that. This is our Power Prep segment. Good morning, guys. Hope you all have a good day today. Let me come across to you, Hormas, first up. Looking like it could be a green day today for our own markets as well.
A green day indeed, and considering especially what happened in the markets yesterday. And if I start off by saying that we had the biggest single day fall since the 4th of June in yesterday's trading session, but then I combine that by saying that the fall yesterday was only 0.5%. So that summarizes the kind of market we've seen since that Lok Sabha election result day. So the 24 sessions that we have had, we have declined only in 6 of them. The Nifty, the biggest fall of that, excluding yesterday's session, has only been 0.3%. So it just shows the kind of recovery that we have seen from the lows that we made. Now, even in yesterday's session, even after we ended in the negative, we still recovered almost 180 points from the lows of the day. So that buy on dips template continued in the market despite the fact that we ended lower. And the way the US market handover has been, it's been a very strong handover from Wall Street. The S&P 500 on the record high, as did the Nasdaq. So that bit of rub-off might happen in today's session as well. And the GIFT Nifty is also indicating that there will be a slightly positive start. It's not as strong as the Wall Street handover has been, but the implied open is still suggesting a 50-point uptick as we speak. Now, it was the heavyweights that pulled the index down yesterday. Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, but it is the same heavyweights that recovered from the day's low, and that sparked the recovery in the Nifty as well. Reliance was up almost 1% from the lows of the day. ICICI Bank recovered 0.5%. HDFC Bank too saw a bit of recovery. What didn't see a recovery though was TCS, and that was also one of the index laggards in yesterday's trading session. Ended at the lows of the day, and it will be reporting its first quarter results today after market hours. So that will be the key stock to watch out for. Some other important cues that we need to watch. We'll keep an eye out on M&M as well if there is any follow-up selling after the 7% drop that we saw yesterday, being the top index loser. So it's also the Nifty weekly expiry today, so there might be some volatility at play on that front as well. Some important global cues. The US jobless claims data comes out later this evening, as does the CPI and the core inflation print that comes in from the US as well. So important global cues to track, important domestic cues to track. It promises to be a very important session for our own markets. Back to you.
Okay, all right. It'll be an important session. Thank you so much, Hormas, for that. A lot of stocks that will continue to be on our radar. Sudarshan has that list. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Morning, so we'll start with companies which have reported earnings for Q1. First one is Kesoram Industries, has reported subdued earnings. Margin has fallen more than 200 bips. Revenue was down 12% and EBITDA has slipped 33% year-on-year. And Rayon and Chemicals EBIT also have reported losses. But focus more than earnings will be its merger with Ultratech. Tata Elxsi, it was a mixed Q1. Transportation business has lifted earnings while healthcare business was under pressure. Revenue was higher than estimates while margin has missed. Constant currency revenue growth was 2.4% versus estimates of 2 to 2.3%. JTL Industries Q1 revenue was up 2%, EBITDA has increased 12%, EBITDA per ton has come in 1% higher year-on-year and higher 3% sequentially. Sula Vineyards has given Q1 updates. Net revenue growth was at 9.7%. Own brands revenue was up 2.7%, while hospitality revenue was down 2.5% year-on-year. And company says Q1 was impacted by several dry days. RB Infra June toll revenue was up 35% and Q1 toll revenue was up 32%, and it says recent tariff revision will further improve collections going forward. Glenmark Life and Glenmark Pharma will be in focus. Glenmark Pharma will be exiting the company and announces sale of its 7.85% holding via OFS, and OFS floor price is rupees 810 per share, which is at a 7% discount to CMP. IRCTC launches beta version of Delhi Metro Rail QR code based ticket. And through this metro tickets, Delhi metro tickets can be booked up to 120 days in advance on its IRCTC website and on its mobile app. Shalby gets 30-year lease for Asha Parekh Hospital in Santa Cruz, Mumbai. And lastly, Yes Bank, Moody's has affirmed its rating and upgraded the outlook to positive from stable. So keep an eye on these stocks that might be in focus in the trade today.
Okay, all right. That's a long list, but thank you so much, Sudarshan, for getting us up to speed with that. Let's talk about the F&O cues. Mangalam is joining in finally with all the cues from that space. Good morning.
Good morning. So if you look at all the frontline indices yesterday, you look at the Nifty Bank as well as the mid-cap index, that would tell you that it was a down day. It was a down day indeed. The mid-caps had it worse with, much big market breadth in favor of declines. But what also happened was that yesterday the market tested the lower end of the range that we've been trading in, and that has been maintained. From the lows, we saw a big recovery. So on July 5th, the low on the Nifty, 24,169, coincided with yesterday's low of 24,142 as well. So 24,150 remains an important support to watch out for on the lower end. There was purchase for both the DIIs and FIIs in the cash market. A large part of that could be attributed to a couple of large trades that took place as well. But there was decline in index futures premium from about 52 points. The Nifty futures premium for July came down to about 30 points. And that told you that there was selling by the FIIs in index futures. And that's exactly what happened. Nearly 3,400 crore worth FII selling in index futures, where they unwound 26,000 long contracts and they added about 21,000 short contracts. What's interesting about this is that the FII long exposure, which a couple of days ago was 84%, has now come down to 80%, still net long. And the net long contracts have come down by about 50,000 contracts as well, from 3.92 lakh to about 3.38 lakh itself. And that's interesting because today is a Thursday, it's Nifty weekly options expiry. Yesterday, remember, we told you that the put-call ratio is heating a little bit around 1.28. That's come down to a bit of a normalized range. So it will be interesting to see where the market goes from here, because the 24,300 call and the 24,400 call are extremely active. At the lower end, the 24,200 put active too. What are the option writers expecting? Resistance between 24,375 to 24,420 and support at around 24,150 to 24,175 itself. The one stock that I'm watching out for is RBL Bank. It's entered F&O ban, making it the 10th stock this series so far to enter the F&O ban.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Manglam, for all those cues. And thank you guys for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead.